Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. I'm at the end of the book, but this is what we're doing today. Get comfortable, you know, get in a position where you ain't in a hurry, you ain't uncomfortable, because this can take a minute. This is one of my favorites, so this is a lesson I've been waiting for. So I'm here. Get comfortable. This could take a minute. All right, let's go. This is like the breakdown of K. Dot Super Bowl halftime show. I'm gonna break down everything for you, real simple, so you can understand it. Okay, let's rock. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate that. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking, mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through a mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question: do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer it for yourself, tune it. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. Okay, they simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I couldn't wake them up. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to Maya be true. We wrapping the book up. We finishing up with right thinkers. Let's talk about psychostasia. What the what? As I keep my little definition book over here to break it down for you, I said the same thing. I knew what it was, but I didn't know what they called it. Psychostasia is a form of ancient Greek. Yeah, I should have known. It refers to the religious motif of weighing of the souls to assess a person's life and judge their fate. Okay, close enough. That's their concept. But they call it weighing of the souls. Again, this I ain't going there. I'll leave that there. Let me just get to the lesson. But we called it weighing of the heart. The ancient Egyptian mythology, what we about to break down, the scale of justice refers to the weighing of the heart against the feather of Maya, represents truth and justice and cosmic order to determine their soul's fate and where the afterlife. Ding, ding, ding. So we all had a concept. All right. They call it the way. Yeah, yeah. We got all that. Okay. Now you ready? Now this is the end of the book. But guess what? Don't worry about it. I got Big Ben, Thinking in Destiny. Hoo, hoo, hoo. I bought that book 30 years ago. I couldn't even comprehend half the stuff that's in there. Now I mastered that. Egyptian. Revisited. All black information that I've been giving you comes from here. So these are all the books that I'm going. Oh, this is my favorite. This is a classic. This is a classic. Okay. The primordial signs and symbols. Remember the dot and the circle. The world. Y'all got the falcon right there. The eagle with the talons. We had Haru. We had the falcon with what? The Dutch sun disk. Shin. Eternal life and the key of life. So we know about that. But those are the books that I'm going to teach from going forward. Y'all seem to like the lessons, so I'm going to give you more of what you like. I appreciate you. So let's go. Now, let's get into this psychostasis, the misconnect karmic scales of what they call the Harlem Judgment, aka Mayate, the Horse of Mayat. And what you're going to see here, I'm going to show you. Everything that you see here, we're going to walk through it. From him and his wife coming in. Now, y'all might say, why do man go his judgment day with his wife? back in the day when the king and pharaoh died, they buried the queens with him. Okay, service, everybody went. Okay. But this is his walk through judgment, the halls of my eye. Okay. If you look in the front, you see him at the end, you see him, this little thing right here, this guy right here, the bomb, the falcon. If you look at that head, that's Ani's. His name is Ani, A-N-I. That's his head on his body. That means he's awakened, so he's going to pass. Okay. And down here, you see him passing through. See that cone on his head? Okay, the grease cone. That's the anointing, the oil that runs down. Okay, we had all of that figured out in ancient times. I know all that from Sonic order, church stuff. Everything I'm hearing now, I got from here. I didn't learn that from them. I'm learning it because I heard it from them, but they told us that a long time ago. That's all I'm saying. Let's have some fun. Hope you're comfortable. Trying to set the tone for you. This is teaching. I love this part. I just showed you the far left is a picture of Ani who entering the hall of judgment, right? His heart, conscious, remember it's spelled Conscienc. That's coming out of his chest, not from his mind. This conscious mind is yours, spelled IOUS. But the conscious mind from the heart is spelled scientifically proven. That's where God dwells, and that's why they check your heart. But that's what truth is. Man, the truth lies in man's heart. That's been for since forever. That ain't nothing new. Again, I'm just bringing you up to speed. The origin of a lot of stuff y'all might not know. I know where it comes from. All right, so let's go. We come in. His heart conscious is now being weighed by Anubis. Remember your discernment? His job is to make sure you get a fair shake. And you got Tahuti who keeps records. And Tahuti in the baboon form is at the top of the scale, making sure everything is copacetic. Right here, that's him in the baboon form. This is Tahuti also keeping track. Okay, this is what you don't want to get. He's the Amen. That's the unrighteous killer. Okay, he get to eat your heart. If it's heavier than my yacht, you see a big heart. The heart got a nice little big size there. See, I got a big heart. If that hits the floor, he gets to eat. Okay, that's the concept. All right, called dying twice. When the physical body dies, the spirit is being judged. And if it fails, it dies twice, conceptually. Okay, they had all this figured out. I'm loving it because why? It all makes so much sense. All right, they had all this stuff already laid out. Watch this. Now, the way in the heart by Anubis. Now, while the divine principles, which are Shah, he's standing in for you. He represents, you got the, okay, divine principles. You got Shah, Rindanet, and Mishkanet. You heard those names in the prior lesson I gave you. I'm going to point them out to you right here. Okay, let me show you who they are. Shah is the one standing here. He's standing in for you. Okay. You're on the bottom. Your spirit is right here. That's you. But now you got Rindanet. That's the twins. Harvest and Destiny. And look up here. Yeah, that's Mishkanet, the birthing brick. She was there when he was born. She's there at Judgment Day. Okay, they had all that figured out. I love it. All right. Yeah. Now, giving them these are all principles, and they all represent something. Watch this. Ani's soul and his destiny, which is Shah, also looks on while Anubis measures what Ani's heart against the feather of Maya. At the far right, I just showed you to the other side, which is Tahuti and Ahmet. That's this break right here. They break it down in each phrase, so to speak. All right. Then the third one, they showing you where Tahuti, he's recording the results, okay, of the results in the way of the scales of the heart. And the monster, Ammit, Ammit, Ammit. She's the devourer of the unjustice, the unrighteous. When Ra sent Hathor down to take care of them in the physical form, she got confused. Why? Because the unrighteous started looking like the righteous, or the righteous started looking like the unrighteous. About none, she got confused. Ahmed don't have no problem with that. Once you down there, if you hit the floor, you gone. Party's over. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. So don't have to worry about that. And they all understood that. They lived to avoid that. We try to get to heaven. Yeah, okay, same concept. Moving on. Now, while the results are being read, the devourer who eats the unrighteous, she waits for the answer. And really, she ain't got to wait because if the scale go, or it tilts anyway, other than here. If yours ain't here, Scooby-Doo, roll. Yeah, party's over. And they call these the hands of Tahuti, which is the wisdom aspect, and he's controlling the whole aspect. And you got Shah, and Shah represents what? He means your destiny, where you end up. And reading the neck, which means fortune and harvest, those are the twins. Okay, one is fortune, one is harvest. And that implication is that we what? Reap, harvest the results of what? Our state of mind, our action, our hearts. So our state of mind, including our subconscious feelings and desires, are all weighed against the cosmic order, aka Maya. It keeps track of everything you've done. Again, if you try to be as God and you want the ministers and you got the millions, all that, in that judgment day, you're going to fail. So it ain't us to judge you. But don't worry about what some in this physical world. Stop worrying about what somebody doing or ain't doing. You better be worrying about what you doing and ain't doing. That should be a full-time job. No, mine is. So I just advise if I can. But other than that, I'm doing me. I take the time out to give you the lessons for you. But other than that, I'm doing me. So excuse me. And if your heart is found to be at peace, Hotep, supreme peace within. There you go. Oh, you didn't know that. Uh-huh. We done went through all of that. I've been walking you through all of that to get you here. If I got you here and you fail, that's not my fault. If that's what I do to get you. But if you have Hotep in your heart is pure. And therefore, watch this. And that's in accordance with the cosmic order of Mayat. Obviously, why? Because it will allow you to now join with what? The cosmic Asar. See him on the throne in the other room. You want to get to see him. You can't get to him without going through Mayat. That's what Ra said. When they get to me, when I see them again, they see me again, they'll be on the same accord of Asar. So that's why you measure against Asar in Judgment Day. His heart was pure, he passed. So now he's the criterion which we judge by. Ain't that what the Christians say about Jesus? Where y'all get that idea from? Okay. Moving on. Just it's simple. This is symbolic stuff that you can practice. It ain't nothing special, excuse me. But you want to join with God consciously, conceptually. Otherwise, what? It will suffer if your heart ain't light as my when you go on. What happened? You suffer the fate as dictated by what? Your own conscience, your own mental and your own unrest due to your own lingering ignorance your desires of the flesh that you still feel the need to have. That's why on the deathbed, they still want their desires. They still want to satisfy them fleshly desires and urges. And they want to stay alive so they can do that, not knowing them days is long gone. Okay? But don't worry, you'll be back. You just won't know it. Moving on. But watch this. When all these things, which will what? Lead it in the heavier heart, so it leads you to Amet, who will devour what? You ready for this? He devours your ego personality. So it's done. No more existence. Okay. No rebirth. No. You're gone. You're done. And your soul will experience what they call torment at one or two levels from the demons until what? You learn your lesson and become what? Strong enough in knowledge and understanding through wisdom of living right and virtuous to know what? To know yourself, aka know thyself. When you get to that level, the demons may be evil cosmic energies, and now on the dark side, remember, dark, you don't know the part of dark. Yeah, doing wrong to other people, that's powerful to some people. Some people get off on that. But they get there. Again, we don't judge them. Even though they're doing us wrong, we the victim of that, the slave master. Yeah, we would talk on that. But guess what? Because of how we live, even through persecution, slavery, our souls still to rest. That's what we're talking about. If you was a bad person, being a slave, it's hard to be a bad slave. So just praying to God, try to do the best you can to get through. And those souls were passed on. Okay, I get that. But all those slave masters reincarnated. No way. No way. See, so they worry about that. Again, don't worry about the cow being poor. You just worry about you. Okay? And watch this. Now, the demons may be evil, cosmic energies, and some people thrive on that, use the same concepts and ideas for their own selfish gain. We call them ministers, excuse me, pastor, priest, whatever y'all are. But when you allow themselves to come in contact with or mental anguish and torments that we put ourselves through due to our ignorance, due to our own ignorance. I love this. I know this. I know this. Watch this. Self-torment, fetters, aka may be what? Your regrets over some actions or inactions while alive, or the reluctance to leave. Why? Because of your lingering desires to experience what? More pleasure, more life. I want more time to have more fun. Don't worry, you won't, but the spirit got to come back again for what? Earthly pleasures. They won't get you past earth. You'll stay right here. Okay? Raise your conscious level, become what? Spiritual. Therefore, we cannot, we control our own fate and destiny, and it's all according to our own level of wisdom, aka knowledge of self. How well did you know yourself? If you got to the fourth level, at least you in the ballpark to be judged. Fifth level, a little bit better. Sixth level, you close. But at the seventh level, you in there. But anywhere other than that, from 3 down, you ain't even in the game. But 4 up, you able to be judged by what? Your level of excellence. If the cause of death caught you while you're progressing, you know what I'm saying? So that's what they look at. All that's taken into consideration. But now, watch this. After getting through that, this is the best part. And you can't see it, but as Mason, you leave your left breast naked, right? Okay, watch this. Haru is taking you in. This is Ani. Haru is taking you now into the chamber where you see the corners here. These are all offerings to Asar. Okay? This is the shrine. You see who's there? His girls. So Aset and that. You see the notice come out of his feet? New life. Those are the 4 sons of Haru. So it's his grandsons. But all that's symbolic. I'm going to break it down for you. I love it. Okay? I took you to the first part. Let's do the other part. Because just like K Dot, everything has a purpose. If it's here, it has a purpose and a reason. Like reading. If the words is there, you got to express them. They should mean something. Useless words. People use them sometimes or misuse them on the definition of a word. They might not understand the definition, misuse them, but that hurts the person trying to make sense of what you're writing or saying. Have understanding and be clear. So I just showed you the following judgment of Asar is Ani taking the erogenous Haru. Haru was called the great Hishi. Why? Just like Krishna, half of him was male, the other half was female. In Masons, they show the left breast, they may show what? It's a male. And these are all symbolic. Where it come from? They don't know. Right here, we showing you. This is all ancient symbolism. They just took bits and pieces and used it because they know it worked. Moving on. What's this? Now, the androgynous Haru, I had to put that in there because, right, you know that the female left breast, you can't see it because but that's symbolic. Okay? And then the other reef, they're showing. Happy to God, he got breasts. Okay? But when they want to show male and female, half side, left side female, right side male. Conceptually, same thing with the brain, same thing. Moving on. But this is all internal concepts that our ancestors knew a long time ago. We just started to discover some of the stuff that they knew 10,000 years ago. Let's go. It's all mental. The more intellect you have and understanding how to read signs and symbols, trust me, it's been around a long time. This is information. Moving on. Now, when you're introduced to what? To the mummified Asar, who holds the flail, the crook, and the wasp. 3 things, 3 staffs, and they all symbolize something as they what? Enthroned on what? His shrine, surmounted by the hawk over top, and you got Haru, which is his son. Asar wears the crown symbolic of the upper and lower Egypt, and is assisted by who? His girls, Nephthep and Aset. When Ani reaches the shrine, he is what? What's this? He's justified with the grease, oil, or anointment, he's glorified, and it's all symbolized by the anointment of what they call the grease cone on top of his head. And it melts down, and the ointment runs down to the skirts of his garment and on his head. See the anointed one. That's what they got the concept from the anointed one. Well, he's crowned with the grease cone and is going to melt and dissolve. Okay. And he is kneeling with outstretched arms. Okay. When you stand in astonishment and adoration for your higher being, that's what you do. You see him right here in the shrine, paying homage, paying respect. He's being brought in. Okay, he bringing them in. Now he's in there giving homage, paying respect. All these is items, offerings. Okay, that's what he's doing, taking care of that part of it, indulging himself. Okay, with the new life that he's about to have. And watch this. And he reaches the shrine. He justified, glorified, right here. He kneels the right arm holding a shekel, a staff we call rattle today, in the left hand. And from the right hand, then above him, there are, I showed you the vessels of wine and beer, oils, and top shelf at the top compartment of the register there is another offering table with bread, cakes, wreaths, set, and duck meat. Okay, they only ate meat every now and then at festival times. All right, it was like a delicacy for them. Now, after they've been judged by the scales of Maat and have been found worthy, meaning pure of heart, bam, right there. Christians called it, just saying, I know Jesus, I know Christ, I know whatever. Password, no, there's no password. No, your heart will speak for you. There will be no words. Okay, understand that. So right there. If you're found worthy because of your pure heart, your actions of your life while you was living, now Ani is led by Haru to the Lord of heaven, his father, and earth, upper and lower Egypt, who is Ani's own, watch this, androgynous soul to Asar, who is Ani's higher self. See, we're going with this. They had this concept laid out. Now, Ani has what? Acquired his spiritual strength, his sekam, his serpent power, his kundalini, his chakras, all that good stuff, whatever you want to call it. He's done all that because he passed. Now, Ani relinquishes all his earthly dualistic consciousness. Watch this. This is part. Thus, now, Ani is now what? Is a mentor. Ani's offerings of the kabash or the set is a symbol of the male and female principles representing Ani's relinquishment of what? His earthly concepts. This is Ani's offering, which is his ego self-consciousness, so that what? He may realize his own dualistic, all-encompassing cosmic higher self, aka Asar, becoming one with the Father. As y'all said in Christian concept, it's the same thing. Okay, I see the clock. I got no more to go, but I'm hoping this is making sense because this is the fun part for me. I just thought a little thing right quick, a little different from the question that the crown, the Hajj crown. I talk about that Asar wears. They say Homer is a song, and the way she broke it down on The Simpsons, oh man, yeah, oh they got this thing. They done figured it out. They don't took it to anime, and they just having fun with it. Oh, the Simpsons are predicting the future. No, they just know the past. They know everything is cycle, and it all comes around, and they right on point. Moving on. What's this? I want to get that in because he was talking about his crown right now. So now, Ani, when you pass the feather, the judgment day, your name changes. I did that lesson when P Funk become resurrected. I become Asar P Funk. So Ani now become Asar Ani. And they use the green Asar. Now people say, hey, green, that means reptilian. No, we have a reptilian stem in our brain. We know that that's the way of thinking, a certain way of thinking, and we know that. What's this? They had the green Asar who in this teachings assumed the role of the male aspect of nature. Okay? Green, life, vivification. By what? So he's by being supported by who? Nephthys, which represent death or mortality, and Isis, who represents life or immortality. They had it all figured out. Watch this. They given these aspects life. They bring them to life and make them so you can identify with them, study them, learn them, and master them for yourself. That's the kicker. And watch this. In the supreme deity, Haru, the spirit that's in me and you, represents that which is what? Up there, up high. That's where Haru hang out. Set hang out down here. We down in Set's territory. This is the devil's domain. The physical world, the material world belongs to the ego, aka Set. In this aspect, the green Asar, mummified form, represents neither what? Existence or non-existence, neither life or death, but that which lies beyond. The life force energy, green, which vivifies the color, all things. Why? At the level you would think the heart would be red. No, the heart is green for life. Okay, that's what God dwells. Again, all this is symbolic and it all makes sense. I'm just getting more information. I'm just connecting more dots, and the picture's getting clearer and clearer. I'm loving it. Excuse me. I'm loving it for myself personally. And watch this. He holds the power of leading one to what? Absolute reality, to have knowledge of self. He's considered the shepherd, okay? The shepherd's crook. And watch this, the power to emanate the life force, which is the wasp, that look like Set. And the power to separate what? The mortal human body from what? The eternal soul. Just as the whining whip, or the flare, they call it, separates the chaff from the seed. And I never understood that, but I guess if you're a country boy, you might understand that. I just go with the flow on that one. But you have eyesight and that represents life and death, immortality and mortality. Okay, and they represent creation. That only for the realm of creation can there be what? Life when you're born, death when you die. And that's duality. They're the same thing, just different vibrations, different concepts. And in the realm of Asar, there is only eternal life. That's where the spirits go to retire. That's where Asar is. That's how he got there. From the feet of Asar, I showed you the bottom of his feet, the lotus flower with the four suns growing out. The rise is what they call the world lotus. And this is the symbol of creation. And with the four sons of Horus, I just gave Haru, I just gave that lesson. All directions are the compass, meaning what? All encompassing. Standing on it when Newt bends over and covers the world, she's got all four areas covered. Okay, that's the same concept, all encompassing, right here. And standing on it. When Asar wears the teeth crown, I just told you about that. And Homer, what's his best sport? Bowling. It do like a bowling pin. Asar teeth crown, watch this, which is composed of a hajat crown, meaning Upper Egypt, and then you got the double plume that Amun wears, like the Ten Commandments, the plates, the Ten Commandments that Moses brought down from Sinai. That's okay. But Asar got the two feathers on the side. They ain't showing him with the Amun crown right now. All you see is the single one. And watch this. In Asar, there is eternal life. And the world knows coming free, four sons, and red comes in. Right. Now, he got a double plume crown, that's of Amun. And on the top of it is the small solar disc representing Ra. It's like a bowling pin. And it wasn't until your girl brought that to my attention, I said, oh, Lord. And when you have esoteric knowledge, you get the message, you can point out to others, and they'll recognize it when you point out to them. They won't say, oh, no, no. They, oh, yeah. Why? Because you're showing them something that they didn't have. That's enlightenment. That's enlightenment. That's teaching. But yeah, that's the Amun crown. And at the small top, you see a solar disc that represents Ra. Okay, everything was symbolic, and they had it down to a T. Now, not shown in the scene is that one above. Okay, so therefore, Asar incorporates what? The attributes of Asar, Haru, Amun, and Ra. Hidden, visible, and physical. Same thing, same concept. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That's what you can call it. Moving on. Thus, now to join with the Father, Asar, in Amenta, aka heaven, as y'all said, to join with the attributes of Asar, since Amenta is Asar, in the way In this way, one's own soul is what responsible for what? For one's own fate and destiny in life. Either to be led by Apophis Apep, the original bad guy, which Ra's a nemesis, which is he can't be destroyed. He got to be dealt with. You can roll with him or you can roll with Ra. What's this? Now, responsible for your own fate. Either you can be led by Apophis, which is represents darkness and ignorance, okay, into the jaws of Amen. Okay. So if you would Apophis, you on the wrong team. Why? Because I'm gonna get you because your heart gonna be heavy with a whole bunch of nonsense that you brought on yourself. Don't blame nobody but yourself. And that leads you right to the jaws of Amen, the destruction. And the ego signifies what? Self-destruction. It don't give a damn about I mean, obviously what? It'll go there willingly. You can take yourself right there. No one is gonna get reincarnated or eaten by a man. What's this? Now, I meant destruction, suffering leads to reincarnation. Okay? When he eats, she eats, that means the spirit gotta come back. Or what's this? To the union with a soul. Hotep, eternal peace within oneself. Your heart will be light as Maya's feather, and you will walk in like Anu and become light as Asar and sit on the throne with him and become one with Asar, aka God. Thus, it is what? One's own enlightenment. What? Soul, aka Haru, who what? Who leads one to Anu, to what? Union with one's true self, aka the Father. This was the concept of Jesus. I'm the only way. Yeah, but you're not sitting at the right hand of the Father. Well, conception, I guess, in heaven, probably so, but that's not how it's done here. You are the deliverer. Why? You become one with the Father. It says you and Father and I are one. Wrapping it up. I see the clock. Oh, I knew it was going to take a little while. But right here, I got some fine print. I just want to get this out the way. You got other teachers concerning Asars and describe in androgynous, omnipotent, hidden, all pervading being who supports all life. Everybody have one. They call him God, different names. It's the same one because everybody got it. In various other texts, you got the same attributes that are ascribed to Aset, Het Haru, Amun, Ra, Ptah, and other male and female Egyptian created divinities mythologically. We gave them life. They don't really exist, but they're aspects and concepts of the God that you can emulate and bring them to life. Thus, now we are led, if understood, to understand what? That there is one, only one supreme being, which is the basis of the Egyptian mystery system. And in the same way as the Indian Vedics, gods and goddesses, the Krishna, they had Indians had their god and goddess. You got Krishna, Rama, Vishnu, Shiva, Saraswati, Kali, Parvati. All those are the god and goddesses of the Indian god and goddess concept, mythological characters who they brought to life to celebrate, to emulate, and to respect and revere. And watch this, they all represent male and female aspects of what? The supreme deity in Hindu mythology. Everybody has a story, and it's all based on God. Understand that? And whatever you pick and choose, two men, one believe in God, one don't. They both right. So whatever religion you profess, whatever belief system you follow, you're right. If you follow to the law and do it the right way, you can't go wrong. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I think that's the end of this one. Time to bring out the big gun. We about to get next level, so hope you prepared. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. In closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100, me 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. I see the lesson went a little long. Hope you enjoyed it.